step in here and back. Oh, okay.
Okay. I have always taken great pleasure in our family fridge, and in particular its iced dispensing unit, which either allows you to push a button down here and get some ice through there, or as I like to do, to simply open the door, reach through this box, grab some ice, and drop it into your glass. Just like that. Like I say, I've always been so grateful to have this, or at least I was until now. Because last week I got nominated to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now I know you'll have seen countless videos of people doing this already, and I'm sorry about that, but since it's basically become a rite of passage on the internet now to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, we're nominated, I thought I might as well do it. Meanwhile, Matthew also got nominated to do the challenge, and so on Sunday, in what is the most hastily arranged meetup we have ever done, on Sunday, Jasmine and Matthew came round to my house and we decided to do the challenge together, all in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support. I filled up a couple of basins and some new black buckets we had got, which I think were actually meant to be used as plant pots, but whatever. And so the challenge was on, although we did take quite a few minutes to dawdle over this, but that's besides the point. Now the reason I've called this video Ice Bucket Challenge Surprise is because what Jasmine didn't know was that Matthew and I were deliberately setting one of the buckets aside to pour over her, although she probably got our less than subtle hinting beforehand. I think she forgot about it during the challenge itself, and so hilarity ensued. Okay, enough of me talking, here's the actual video now. Hi guys, I'd like to thank Shannon Morrison for the nomination.
And Aidan Cobb.
And don't forget, you can text ICE to 70550 to donate £3 to Macmillan Cancer Support.
Yes.
Ready, Matthew?
Do. I'm ready.
Okay.
Now let's step in here.
Oh, okay. I can't see.
Okay, it's hard to breathe. Right,
and one more thing.
Matthew, that one.
Right, I would like to nominate in Howard Whittle, Aidan Whittle, and Cassie McLean.
Oh, shine. Sorry, but let's
Don't forget that one. Who are you going to nominate?
Right, bud. Ruby Muncaster and Hannah Campbell. And finally,
Both like.
we both have one final nomination. She's here with us right now.
Come here, turn the
Jasmine.
camera, Sina.
No, come here.
I'm done.
Yeah, thank you. Whoa.
Well, that was interesting. I mean, I think the water was colder than I was expecting it to be, but there was something strangely satisfying about that experience. I remember as the water was being poured over me, my first thought was, ooh, that's actually rather cold. And then, oh my god, I can't see, I can't see, I can't see. Which is why I was waving my hands about like that. Meanwhile, Matthew said afterwards that he was struggling to breathe, and as you could probably tell, he actually inadvertently forgot to pick up the basin that was under his feet at first, but we soon fixed that. I'd like to say thank you so much to Matthew, Jasmine, my sister and my dad for helping make this video possible. It's much appreciated. And before you go, on a serious note, there are 2 points I'd like to mention. First, being the charity aspect. First of all, I've seen countless Ice Bucket Challenge videos that completely forget to mention charity at all. Like they're doing it just for kicks. Well, in my view, I think more needs to be done to emphasise the charity aspect, whether you want to raise money for ALS Foundation or Macmillan Cancer Support or another charity. I think more effort needs to be made by the people who do Ice Bucket Challenges to encourage people to donate, because, well, in the case of Macmillan Cancer Support, for example, it's a great charity. I think they do a lot of great work to help people who are hit by the reality of cancer. So I know this is going to sound cringeworthy, but if we can all just help together, then maybe all of us can make a difference. And the second point I'd like to make is, if you are nominated to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, please don't go overboard with it. Because at first, I thought it was just a case of pouring one bucket over your head and that was it. But then suddenly, it's turned into pouring several buckets over your head, followed by standing in a basin, then pouring that basin over your head, as we did in our video. Meanwhile, I've seen a friend done a version of it in which she has the buckets poured over her head and then she jumps into some water at a pier side, which I actually thought was a bit dangerous, to be honest with you, because she might have got hypothermia out of that, but I don't know. And I'd been getting worried that this trend was going to escalate in the same way neck nomination did until eventually somebody died, and it seems my fears were right, because around the time that Jasmine, Matthew and I were doing our own ice bucket challenge, it seems that a 15-year-old boy in Fife in central Scotland was trying to do his own ice bucket challenge. His name was Cameron Lancaster, and he drowned in Preston Hill Quarry. It seems that what happened was he did the ice bucket challenge and then he jumped into the water at the quarry and he drowned. I'd like to send my condolences to Cameron's family and friends. I can't imagine how difficult this must be to cope with. And at this point I would like to say, you know, as always, stay safe in water, don't take really dangerous risks, but at the same time, you know, don't feel pressured to do anything that puts yourself or puts other people in danger. I know that sounds really cliche. I mean, my dad was worried that we were going to go over the balcony after we did our challenge, even though it's very difficult to get over it in normal circumstances. But if you think the way a friend, family member, whatever is asking you to do the challenge is too risky, then just don't do it. Don't feel pressured into doing it, because with all these challenges pouring over us like a bucket of ice cold water, it can be quite difficult to get people's attention, but I don't think it warrants doing anything life-threateningly dangerous. You've got to consider the consequences of things like hypothermia, for instance, or standing on a cliff edge if you do the challenge, which is quite dangerous because you could slip. I don't know, things like that. Just please stay safe in whatever it is you're doing, because I don't want anybody to... I don't want to have people pressured into doing something they don't want to do, or doing something that's... I want to look out for you. I want to make sure you're okay, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not sure what to say. Anyway, thank you all once again for watching, and I'll see you again next time, whenever that may be. Bye for now. Yeah, that was weird. That'll do.